All right, let's go now. Let me see if I got some people in here. Let me get this going, man. We're gonna start this over. Um, I don't know what was going on with my last one, but I was getting some feedback and stuff like that. But let's go. So we're gonna talk about some habits that you have and you create for financial success. And I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna just get right on into it, but I'm gonna start back where I left off with when I started, man. When I started this whole thing, it was making $20 a month. Now I listen and I talk to people and I talk to how they set up a financial structure for their business and things like that. And a lot of times we come from a mindset that we don't have enough, right? And what I want to challenge y'all to know is that today, man, I want to challenge you to know that all you have to do is put the principles in place. So, reason why I like to say I started with $20 a month because I did, and they was taking half, and then I sent $2 off to for tithing because I was believing in you reap what you sow. And so you give back what you want. If you give hugs, you get hugs back. You give smiles, you get smiles back. So I feel that if I was sending my tithe, my 10%, then I get, I get it back. So I do believe that you give, what you want to receive, right? Um, and so I start with that story because a lot of times when we talking finances, again, when you're putting things in place, people would tell you, hey, I don't have enough to do that. I don't have enough to do that. Well, then here comes me starting with $20 again. They taking 10. So I had $10. I gave two away. So that leaves with eight, right? So $8 I had literally. I bought me some hygiene and then I bought me some strawberry cookies and a honey bun. And I two for one, right? You go two for one, you get one honey bun, you give me two back. You got one strawberry cookies, I let you borrow one, you give me two back, right? And so in that sense, you start to accumulate more what you want to call commodities, right? You can accumulate more commodities. And so it turns into money. So I found out on that journey that most Americans don't have, or most people, I don't think it said Americans, didn't have $1,000 saved. Now, in the situation that I was in, people write you off. But if most Americans didn't have $1,000, my goal was to get $1,000. Now, I say it's a habit and a mindset because a lot of times when you starting something in a business, most people want to go for the bottom line. They want to get the cash flow going. I started coaching some people and they want to get to six figures. They want to get six figures. And I asked some of them how much is six figures a month, and they don't really know. So I say it's $8,333, right? And they're like, whoa, wait a minute. All right, now how we gonna get there, right? So let's back it on. You want six figures, how we gonna get there, right? So in getting there, it still has to have a lot of money management. Along my way, I started off with the story about the $20 a month for a reason, because some of those practices that you built up in the beginning is what's going to get you to where you want to start making more money. And that's just what happened for me. So I went from making $20 a month to making over 40,000 a month in a couple of years. Well, about 6 years, right? But the thing is, it was management, and I mismanaged a lot. So I want to learn from. I'm talk about my mismanagement too, but I want to just talk about how when you want to set the principles up, it doesn't have to be a lot. You want to put things in a order so that when you get it coming in, it's already trained to do a certain thing. So I was reading a lot of finance books, and I'm thinking Grow Rich. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was reading Richest Man of Babylon. I was reading Money by Tony Robbins. I was reading I should have had them and I pulled them up on the screen like I did last time. Let me see if I can pull up one of the name of the books that I had. Yeah, this one right here, Think and Grow Rich. I talk about that a lot. I read, yeah. I should have put them all up in there, but that's okay. That's okay. I start to get better as I keep going, and I show y'all the books I read. But no, so I was reading a lot of mindset books on how to cultivate success. And what they did was they had a principle. They had certain systems set up. So what I did was I said, okay, let me put $1 to the side. Now I know a lot of people now say, man, put $1 to the side is nothing. But if that's all you got, that's all you need to put to the side. It's better than not having nothing to the side. So, but the thing is, once you start putting something to the side, even if you got to go back and get it, you will eventually stop getting it if your vision is big enough. But we'll get on to that in a minute because I put $1 to the side and I used the rest to do what I told you. Bought my food and I two for one it out and I scaled it up. Now the goal was to get $1,000, and I put $1 to the side. Now it's $5, and I didn't touch it. Then I send the money home, and so then I had it at home, so I had it right. So getting into business, and first year I'm making more money than I've ever made, just to be honest. And I stopped managing. I stopped doing what it took to get you there. Now this is the first year, because when you get into a certain level, those people saying, "Hey, I want to make this amount, this amount." I'm just gonna keep it real with you. When you get to do it, if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have certain things, you won't be able to keep it. Now, fortunately, I've been doing pretty good in my business, but there's still um stuff you learn, right? As far as management. And so that's why I want to go back to the beginning, because see, a lot of times what we do in the beginning of our journey is what's going to get us there, but we have to just flip it a little bit more. Like we got to reevaluate. Sometimes we get to a certain level, we just throw it all away. And that's what happened. I had 20,000 coming in, and I'm like, man, look, I can just do what I want to, right? That's in the first year. So I didn't understand that, right? I didn't understand what was going on. But now, as I have more things going, I got things I need and people that depend on me. It takes a lot more structure, a lot more what's the word? Discipline, and a lot more good stewardship, right? Of what you're doing, so that you can make sure that you take care of other people, right? Because you got other people that you feeding. It's not just you no more, right? So when I started this, man, it was some things that I did and I got away from it, man. I want to bring that back to fruition right now, because as I'm taking off into another level in 2024, I got a lot of things going for me. And I've been seeing some moderate success in certain areas. And I want to go back to the beginning a little bit, man. So I'm now coming out on YouTube more and doing lives and getting engaged with people. Let's go back to the beginning a little bit. Let's see exactly what happened. Somebody said yes, yes. I can put it on the screen. Okay, yes, okay, yes. See, I like that. I like the interactive. You know what I mean? So cool. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So okay, back to it. So I want to make sure that I go back to the beginning, because the beginning, sometimes people need to go see where you started at, right? Let's see what happened in the beginning. So in the beginning, we was making $20 a month, right? They taking 10, and I'm investing. Now I get to a point that I want to invest into a company. Now a lot of times I'm talking to entrepreneurs, and they want to invest in multiple things at once. And when I started, I didn't want to hear this. And I know you've heard it before. Focus on one thing. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to do a lot of things, man, because I know I want to do. I got this plan, this. I got all this stuff I want to do, and I can make money out of all of it. But then I focused on one thing, because I had to jump into a company, right? So I wanted to do real estate, right? We're gonna get the whole picture down. I wanted to do real estate, right? So, but to get to real estate, I had to reverse engineer it. I had to say something else coming back. Somebody laughing. So. What's funny? Hey, they laughing. Y'all got me laughing. I might have to not pay attention to this for a while. I want to see what was funny. I'm laughing because you laughing. But now, so I wanted to get into real estate, right? So wanting to get into real estate, I had to figure out how to get in it and be able to and have income, right? So I started to invest. I wanted to invest in a cleaning company. Now, some of the people I talk to invest in the cleaning company for the same reason, wanting to do something else. A lot of times people don't want that cleaning company to be the end. They want to get into the cleaning company. They want to leverage that knowledge, and then they flip it into something else and then go invest in passive income. That's what I like to do. And that's what my whole focus was. But the full focus had to start from the ending. So as far as we get the mindset in place, right? We get the mindset for financial success. It started where you want to end up at. Where do you want to deposit the money? Like, where did you want it to go? For me, I wanted to go into real estate. Yeah, I know stocks was there. I didn't know nothing about crypto at the time, but I knew real estate. That was tangible for me. That's what I wanted to get into. I knew they say 93% of the millionaires got into real estate. So why wouldn't I want to get into real estate if that's where I want to go? Shoot, if 93%, hey, let me not to be too smart to go the other way. So I wanted to get into it, but see, I had to have something else. Like I couldn't get into real estate and do everything that I wanted to do then. So I started the cleaning company. I did one thing first. I got into the cleaning company, and God was a gracious God. I talk about when I was paying my $2 tithe and then sending out to Andrew Womack a lot, because I was sending out tithes when making $20 a month, man. Now tithing has taken on another thing right now, but I do still give out money and help people out. But it took on a different form. That's what I mean. It took on a different form. But so I started to give, I started to tithe, and that's real big because I want to make sure that you plant what you want back. See, a lot of times I hear people saying, I'm not big, I'm not talking about religion. Let's take that out of what I'm talking about. Let's talk about principles, right? So a lot of times people say, hey, I use the word tithe, I give with my time. But then you're gonna get time back. You give time. If I go plant corn and I get squash, something's wrong, right? Something gonna be definitely wrong. If I want corn, I'm gonna plant corn. So when people say, "Hey, I give my time," and they man, I don't know where they're getting this money, then they don't. You give what you want back. You plant the seed of what you want back. That's just what I believe. That's just what the earth say. And what if I plant a apple seed, an apple tree gonna come back, right? So I truly believe you reap. I mean, you reap what you sow. You know, you plant good seed, you bear good fruit, right? So I say that a lot because the first year of my company, I did pretty well with my franchise. I did better than I thought I was, right? And so I lost a lot of those trainings because I'm doing just better than everybody else, right? And it puts you in a grateful mind state. But if you don't have nobody above that you want to talk to, or that you're talking to people around you, you could get misled because now you want to help everybody. Now I know a lot of people that I talk to right now, they get into the business with the mission of helping everybody. So when you get it, don't you think you're going to help everybody, but continue to help everybody, continue to hurt you, but you don't see it because you're feeling good because you're helping people. Now, that's a lot that I just gave you, but that's the mindset that people have when we get into business. We have a vision. It's not really about the cash flow. Now, a lot of times people say, hey, man, I want the cash flow. And when I was in my situation, I used to talk to people in there, and I used to say, man, you didn't really want I'm going to be true, the drugs. You wanted what they could get for you. You didn't want the money because when you got the money, you buy the drugs. And then when you got the drugs, you go get it for the money. So that it was an never ending cycle. So that wasn't what you wanted. You wanted to let's get up out of there. You wanted what it could do, what the control, the power, and stuff like that. So when we get into our business, let's see what we're getting in the business for. Because see, if you get into the business and say, hey, I'm trying to make money, that's really not the case. Because it's bigger than money. It's mentality, not money. I say that a lot because a lot of times when the money not coming in, you still got to go out. You know what I mean? You still got to go out. And then if you got people, you got to make sure they pay, regardless. Or you ain't going to have no more money coming in whenever it do decide to come in. So this is about entrepreneurship and another level. Like a lot of times people see the glitz and the glory. They talk about what entrepreneur is, and it is that way, man. It's sometimes, man, I go and smoke a big cigar, give me a nice drink, right? But it's sometimes I'm sitting here like, damn, what's going on? How am I gonna make this work? You know what I mean? It's sometimes I don't want nobody to talk to me. Don't say nothing. You know what I mean? So it's a mindset. See, one of the things that I think we overlook is EQ. EQ is emotional intelligence. So IQ is intelligence quota, I think is what it is. It's how smart you are, right? IQ. But what the entrepreneur need is EQ. So you need to have that have it your way attitude, right? Now, those that know what Burger King was, is the customer was right. So we get into the business and we got people that's low on EQ, emotional intelligence. So when a customer say something to them, they want to show them that they can't talk to me that way. It's my company. You can't talk to me that way. Hey, why can't they? They spending money. Hey, go and get the money. Now again, let's take it with a grain of salt and let's not say, hey, I ain't gonna let nobody just disrespect me. We're not talking about that. We're talking about having. Let me tell a story. We was at a job, right? And the job was paying 25,000 for 2 weeks of work. Now, this is my first year of business with my franchise. And hey, I went in there, talked to my franchise. I said, we can get it. We can get it. That's one of the things I talk to a lot of people about. If you got your own team and you're doing it by yourself, you still say we, you, me, myself, and I. You're not lying. You're going to turn into two people to get this thing done. If the vision big enough, you're going to multiply yourself. Believe me, you'll do it. I did it. So I always say we, right? You always say me, myself, and I. It's like, I said we, and so they called me and said, hey, William, we got a we, all right. They said we got a storage unit, and it's in Murfreesboro. That's 45 minutes away. And I said, okay, what you got going on? I take care. We take care. We got that. They said it's paid 25,000. 25,000. Yeah, we got that. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know who I was going to call, where I was going to get the people from. I'm starting the business like maybe 3-4 months. Franchise called me, hit me with something like that. Man, I called everybody I knew. How I got them in now? Tell the truth. payday labor. Man, hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, look, I'm paying $13 an hour. Y'all come out here today, you get paid tonight. People showed up. You know what I mean? So I had 13 people on site. That was my biggest job at the time. But it's a difference. It's a difference because it was through my franchise and they handled the payroll. Now I got another big job in my cleaning company right now. It's bigger than that one right now that we're working on. And that's a bit different because that's coming through subcontractor to me and the money flow through me. So I got to worry about getting it and putting payroll back out there. So we're not going to talk about that today. We'll talk about that on another one. We want to go back to setting up the mindset, right? The principles of how you get there. So we go back to the beginning of where you started. So you talking about you reap what you sow, you plant your seed and you get it back. I'm not going to tell you how you spend your time and what you do with your life, but I truly believe it. If you're giving a hug, you get a hug back. You give a smile, you get a smile back. So if you give finances out, you get it back. So but you have to give it for a good cause, right? So you do that. And so when I got out, I did pretty good, making good money, and I got people around me, right? So you want to have a mindset of the mission. Because see, there we was, the mission. The mission is what's going to tell you what you want to do because it's more than the money. Because when you get the money, you give it to the people because you're on your mission. And I'll tell you, I did it. Helping everybody, man. They got light bill, water bill. That's fine. Let me go ahead and take care of it. I get it back. I make it back. I make it back because I know I could get it, right? But then you finally realize that that's not going to get you to where you really want to go, right? This could get you for the people here, right? But you want to go there. So if you don't bust through these people here, and I say that to my people that I be coaching because they be like, man, I've heard so many people say they didn't support me. They wasn't supposed to support you. Not those people there, not cousins and sisters. I mean, sisters, I mean, that's different, but maybe not. It just depends. You know what I mean? Because if they support you, you might stay in that box. You need to bust through them, man. You need that resistance. See, when you pumping in the iron, when you pumping your iron and getting big, you need that resistance. That resistance comes from the people that don't support you in this nucleus that you want to build. You push past them and you go outside. And now you got them behind you. Right? But we'll talk about that at another time too, because we're going to get back on. We want to make sure that we put in the proper what's that word I was looking for? Start a P. Principles in place. So as I started learning more about finance, and then they were talking about $1,000, right? I was like, man, how would I save $1,000 and I'm only getting paid $20 a month and they take it half? So it's just $10 and I'm sending $2 off. So that's $8. So how am I get $1,000? And I need hygiene and stuff and that's high and that, you know what I mean? So what I did was I started studying business and I started running my store as a business. I started getting into business books. I started reading financial statements. I started reading that and I started doing my inventory every week. When the store come in, I go down. At the end of the night, sellers see me, I'm busting down everything, get the calculator, I'm counting up all my inventory every night. Because see, I ran my life as a business. And so what I realized that running your life as a business, they deal with percentages, right? So when you get a percentage of your money, you tell your money what to do. See, a lot of times what we did when we started getting our raises and our money when we're in the force, this workforce, what we do is we might be making $500. We're going to use easy numbers, right? Make it $500 and you get your $1,000 raise, right? Boom, you get your $1,000 bonus or something in there. $500, you get your $100 bonus. That's $600. Now you take the $600 and you buy you something because you, oh man, I got $100 raise and boom, now your money telling you what to do. You do it. I did it. I do it. I still did it. So I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. But see, I'm gonna tell you where I started at, and I told you where I went off at, so I can tell you the whole story of where I'm at today. Because see, if I just tell you one side of the story, you don't even know what part of the story you in. You just hearing one side. So I want to tell you the good, the bad, and where I'm at, so you can see, hey man, you know what? I don't want to go through that, or I may need to go through that. Because see, some of the things somebody tell you, you got to go through regardless. Nobody can skip you can't skip the experience. One thing about experience, you got to experience. So I'm gonna tell you something. You can listen to a coach, you can go through everybody, but you got to have your experience, right? And then you have to have somebody to guide you through that experience. It ain't that they're gonna keep you from falling. It's that they can tell you what happened when you get back up because they don't fail before. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we got to make sure we got the right mindset going into some of these things that we're going into. And I'm here to tell you, because man, when you're going into something that's bigger than finances, see, I tell my team like this, one of my people that I be coaching, I say, hey man, get you a 5-minute block and get you a piece of paper and a pen and write down this. And when I tell you this, it's profound because it bypasses your conscious brain. So your conscious is what's going to keep you thinking logical. Conscious is like, wait a minute, hold up. I can't do that. Wait a minute, hold up. I can't do that. Wait a minute. Was she even like me? What I gotta do? That's the conscious. But see, the subconscious knows no fear. Subconscious is from within. They say, all right, so I'm not gonna get on too much into the spirit, but it's from within. All right, so let's go ahead. We got everything coming from within. So what you want to do is you want to bypass the finances, because if your money hold a lot of people back. I say it's mentality, not money. And although we do need both, the finances hold people back because it was holding me back. But see, I was inside of a situation where I didn't have no money. All I had was a mind to put things together. And see, everything that I see today, I put together when I didn't have no money. And that's why I'm telling people today, it's all about the principles. See, I did it. I ain't did it to the way that I'm going to do it, but I done did it enough to show that I done it for real. So, yeah, you want to put the mindset. So what I did was, take notes. I wrote down, I said, hey, if I had all the money in the world. See, what it did was it take money out of it. It's mentality, not money. See, money is an ideal. Money is an ideal. See, anything that's created was created from the mind. And when the mind creates something, then you see it created again. That's when you start to make the finances on it, right? So money was a thought. You said, hey, somebody got corn. I got rice. I need to get rice. And he got corn. Let's barter it. Okay, well, what if somebody got some turnip greens? You got rice, I got corn. We need the turnip greens. So we need to exchange of money, right? So yeah, I studied it. So yeah, I like numbers. I like numbers. So you got to bring an exchange, right? So it was an idea. Somebody thought about it, said, hey, wait a minute, hold up. I got an idea. What about creating some money? There you go. Now we got money. And then we go how the money got shaved off, and the Roman Empire shaved a couple of money off. So they had to put the little edges on the quarters, like y'all got the quarters with the edges, so nobody can shave the nickels off. And then they started changing the pennies from copper to money is a lot, man. But anyway, I just like finance, man. I like the numbers. But anyway, so you do it by percentages. Percentages is where you go into it. Because see, when you do it by percentages, this is what businesses did, and this is what I did, and this is what got me to where I invested, because I did it by percentages. I didn't do it by the numbers. Because see, if I got 500 and then I got an extra 100, I got 600 now. But no, if I got 50% of my income, when I got 500, I got 250. If I got 50% of my 600, I got 300. I don't have the whole 600. I got 50% of what coming in. See, that's a difference. Because when you start structuring your life that way, then when you make an extra 1,000, 50% of that, now you got the 500 that you had when you thought you had the 500. But you really didn't have the 500 because you only have 50% of the 500, which was 250. You feel me? So now you want to increase your income so you can make some more money. See, that's what I try to teach my son. You got to create income. So I paid him a certain amount. I said, man, look, I ain't paying you no more money. You're not getting no more money. You make a 36,000 at a 22-year-old. You're finna go out there and learn how to increase your own income. See, if I pay him some more, then I'm making him a worker. See, I don't believe. Well, I do believe in workers. Now, let me say it that way. But I also want to be train the child up in the way he should grow. And I believe that you have your own. What's that word? Ambitions. You got your own. And see, a lot of times, back to what we writing on again, I go all the way around. So you got to stay with me, because I'll be talking about A, B, Y, Z, but I'm really talking about the alphabet. I'm not really talking about apples or bananas. You feel what I mean? So let's keep on going. So the way we hold people back is the finances. So we get down and we write and say, hey, if you got all the money in the world, what would you do? I would do such and such and such and such. I would do it if I had all the money. You want to anchor your mindset if I had all the money in the world. Because see, you want to bypass that. If you know that you're going back to if I had all the money in the world, when you continue to write, you're going to find patterns in what you're writing. If I had all the money in the world, I would help some. You know what I mean? You just keep on writing. And don't stop. Write whatever comes out. See, you want to be free writing. That's what we did in school. See, some of them things in school, I tell my son, some of them things in school really did. But you just have to need somebody else to teach you and show you what it's good for. Like that mind mapping, all those people that got all them things in your mind, you want to get it out, mind map. Go put a little circle here, move it there, put it, and see how it comes together. Once you see how things come together, then you see how you can weather the storm. But if you don't have it coming together, then that's a part of the storm, because now when the storm comes, you confused because you don't really have it together. So you want to make sure we're getting it together. That's one of the things that I had it. I had it together, but I had time to get it together. A lot of times we don't want to put time in what we want to get put together, but we'll put time in somebody else's stuff. You'll put time in somebody else, but you don't put time in you. I bet some people listen to me right now won't even put 5 minutes in the writing to bypass their subconscious. Bypass their conscious brain. If I had all the money in the world, and just write. Don't think, write. Go back to when you was a kid again. Be free. Take money out of it. When money wasn't an issue, you could dream. You can be big as you want to. I say it's mentality, not money, because it's a mindset. Yeah, you need money to get it, but let's take the money out before we put the money in. Now we know what we're going to get, and we realize we're not really going to get the money. We're going to get what we need to do to help others out. And the money is just a tool to help people. That's what it is. So that's why I say it's mentality, not money. I want to give what I got to give, and it takes money to help getting it. So guess what? That's where it come in at. So with more people I could infuse with the mentality of going to help other people, or the more I can infuse with the wishing they ain't doing enough, I gotta go get it. You know what I mean? So more I can hit them with that mindset, the better the world is for me. I'm on my mission, but I got it by bypassing my conscious mind. So I knew what was inside of me. And I'll tell people right now, I wanted to jump off an airplane now. I wanted to go skydiving. I would have never said it, but I wrote it down because I didn't hold myself up. By the time I got to writing, I was writing all kinds of stuff. If I had all the money in the world, it wasn't, I would teach other people how to get all the money. That's one of them. And so that's how my mission came. I would show my children the world, traveling. It was so many other things that I would do if I had all the money in the world, that I understood what my passion was. So a lot of times when people follow me, they listen to me, they say, I love your passion. Yeah, I bypassed my conscious brain to realize what it was. It was to empower the minds of our future generation. And I choose financial education. Now, financial education for me is because, I'm going to tell you why. It's because when I seen my grandmama work at her job, she was a retired nurse. So RN, back in them days, I thought, man, RN, you a nurse? Grandma, what you doing? You know what I mean? But then when she retired, she didn't have enough money to take care of her household. She had to have help to buy medicine. But see, when I was in a situation, I was learning about finance, and I was learning how they have these check cashing place on the side, and they 28%, and they preying on the poor people so they can go in there and they know they can't make it, so they give them the money now and they suck them on in. I said, oh shoot, I'm in the war. So that's where my passion came from. Because if I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't have that going down. So now I got a war on my hands. So once you bypass your conscious brain, then you can find out what you really want to do. Now, a lot of y'all want to know what y'all want to do already. Y'all got it in your mind. You don't want to write it down, right? That's fine. It's been up there. Get it on the paper. Write it down. Make it plain so that those that may read it can run it. Right? You got people out there. Man, what about the legacy you're leaving? How they going to get it out your brain? Come on, man. Let's keep it real. That's one of the reasons why I started writing, because I felt like, hey, guess what? If something happened to me, my kids need to know what I was thinking. Let me write it down. And I wrote down everything for 3-4 years. I was writing. Man, I wrote whole books from I was reading because I couldn't afford the book at the time. That's my smoother. Had to get that gym in today on a Sunday. But no. You go back to the percentage now, right? So you want to stack it up in percentage. Now, one of the things I talk about, and I'm not affiliate or nothing, is a profit first method. I love it. 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 It revolutionized how I run my businesses. Hey, dude, it's amazing. I'm not gonna talk into that today, but we can get into it. But man, hey, that's amazing. But we still want to break it down by numbers. I mean, by percentages. We want to make sure we go by percentages. Now, the first thing that I got was, excuse me. All right. So the first thing that I got was this. I wanted to make sure that I had 4 different accounts. So in a situation, making $20 a month, taking 10, send 2 off for tithes, spending the rest of the money on the strawberry cake. I mean, strawberry cookies and the honey bun, right? I wanted to have my money in 4 different spots. I wanted to have personal. I wanted to have an investment. I want to have a giving. I called it tithe. I changed it to giving because I was starting to work with children and they weren't really in the church. And he said, what if I just want to, he said, big lady, what if I just want to, give it to somebody? I said, you know what? Yeah, that's givings. Let's change it to givings. All right. So you got tithing. I mean, you got givings, you got savings, you got personal, and you got investment, right? So those are the 4 things that I started off with. Now, the $2 was in the tithe, and that was 10%, right? And then I had whatever my breakdown was. But when I got my money in, the $20 and it took 10 and whatever, I broke it down in percentages. And then with the percentages just added up. And so what I had in my personal, now I have in my operation expenses in my business called operating expenses. And then what I pay myself is out of what's that? Owner's compensation. But anyway, so I had personal, savings, investment, and givings. The tithing. 10% saving was probably about 2%. And then investment probably about 3% because I needed that to invest back into the store. And then personal, I think was probably about 80 some percent because I had to buy my hygiene and stuff, right? So I started to break it down and I started to bring money in. But I think investment was a little bit more because I was investing in my business. So investment should be a little bit more if you're going into business, you savers, because savers are losers, and because the interest rate, so you really don't want to save unless you save it for a trip. But we'll talk about how we label bank accounts, so what we're saving for and everything a little bit later on. But we just want to talk about the mindset right now, man. The mindset of uh cultivating to get the finances, man. So you set it up in the percentages, and you live by them percentages. So when you get more money, you don't change the percentages, you keep going. You keep going. You get $100, you break it down into percent. You get $200, you break it down in percent. When you got something going on, I know they have the envelope method and things like that. Like you put some money in the envelope and you spend it, and you spend it, and when it's gone, you don't spend no more. I think that's like a Dave Ramsey thing. But you know, when you get your money, you break it down and you put it in the envelope, and then if this envelope is finished, then you don't have no more for food, or if this envelope you don't have no more for gas, you put everything in the envelope. That's similar to what this is, but I use software to do it because we're in a technological tech we're in a tech age. Okay, the technology got us right. So it's software that you could put up and it could do it for you, right? So I used to use, like, when I first started saving, I had a digit app I used to pull money from because I couldn't save my money. So I send my money from my account over through a digit app, because the more money you had in the account, digit would take it out. And they would charge you a percentage. But that I was, man, they would charge me like maybe $1 to use digit. But I'm gonna tell you something. Digit had me save so much money because when I had my big checks coming in, Digit would take more money, and then as you go over, it'll take less. Like when your bank account got smaller, it'll take less money. And then I wouldn't even look at it because I needed 3 days to get it back. Right. So by the time when I got into a crunch, it had my money locked up for 3 days and I couldn't get it. So that helped me out a lot. We'll talk about that too as I continue to go on through this financial journey on how you want to set up your finances to well, you don't need to get it. Man, you want to set it up for financial future. You don't want to get it. I invested because I invested in a real estate with a account that I sent my money to, and I wouldn't get no credit card. I mean, no cards, no nothing. I had to go to the account, deposit the check, and then I had to go to the account to take it out. Now, the thing about it is, I used to write myself a check. So when I wrote myself a check, I was eager to write it because I knew I was putting it in my investment account. But when I wanted to go and get it out, I wasn't eager to get it out. So I ended up investing it from that account. But a lot of my other accounts didn't have no money in it. But that account did because it was the only one bank in this place. It was hard to go get it. I had to go through a certain time. So those type of things you want to put together to actually self-guide yourself. Another thing, I know I'm skipping around, but another thing that we do is have different bank accounts. Like I said, we're in a technical, we're in the techie age, and you could wire money from different spots, you know what I mean, and don't hide them and all of that type of stuff. So you want to set up certain things like that so you have your finances growing up, and we can go over step by step on how it is. I'm talking to some of my coaching clients now, and this is what we're working on building the financial structure from the bottom up, and we're putting in percentages, and they was talking about how they're going to do their percentage. And so realize a lot of people are living off their business. So the business percentage, the owner's compensation is really high, like in the operating expenses, and the business is kind of low, right? So we want to make sure that we switch up the operating expenses up higher and the owner's compensation go down lower, so the business can be running off the right way. And then we also want to make sure that we switching over some of the personal expenses into the business so that you can bring that personal operation expenses, owner's compensation down too. So I skipped all around on y'all today, but it's fine. I just gave y'all a whole bunch of things on the mindset. I didn't see nobody have no questions, but we do hear somebody said mindset, and it's exactly right. We do have a mindset. Mindset is where it's all at. Once you set the mindset, and again, as I started off, once you set the mindset for what you want, it's bigger than that, right? So you start small. What's the mission? right? What you need the money for? What's the mission? You get the mission, you put into the mission, you get the mission, and then now you get people to go for the mission with you. You get people to go along the journey. We taking this journey on this mission, right? You start to build, and then when the finances come, you have a system in place already that you put together when you on the crawling stage, right? When you're getting up there, and it's a little challenging, right? But the thing about it is, when you go through the challenges in the beginning stage, it takes you there. It takes you further, faster. Yeah, it takes you further faster when you stay in it for the long haul. You feel me? Because you get up there quicker. You won't have so many ups and downs because you kind of put your structure together. And when I was in my business, I didn't have structure together. I went in and I just money was coming in and it was going out. Money was coming in and it was going out. I got away from my percentages because it wasn't done automated. So I had to go in and I had to sit down and I had to do it on my phone and had to figure out what percentage it is. And no, but when I got a hold of this bank that I use now, it does it automatically. Twice a month, I could go in there and say, hey, on this day and this day, I need you to break my money down in percentage and put in this account. And they do it. I'm like, oh, okay. So now that changed the game plan. Because see, it goes with the principle that I know works is do your finances by percentages. And it automatically does it. So I don't have to do it every time I get my money coming in. So I could just set it for a couple of times a month and it just do it for me. Right. So that has been a game changer for me. And it got me to where, see, God, I talk about God a lot because, see, when you going through what you're going through, if you're supposed to make it to where you think you're supposed to go to, right? God's going to give you the way. He going to help you. Because, see, it get me back to the beginning at a new level. Right? It took me all the way back to where I started. And I'm like, okay, I see what you is. But now it's magnified. And now I understand the principle that I learned on that smaller level. See, a lot of times business owners, we want to move fast. We want to get to that next level real quick. But I'm going to tell you, charisma can get you there, but character is what's going to keep you. That character is what's built up in the struggle. The character is what's built in when you put this money in this bank account and you don't go over there and get it because you got something that you believe in that's bigger than going to get that money to go out or going to get that money to buy that Christmas or whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying. So this is the thing. So when you got a character that's building, see, we want to skip the character building part and we want to go straight to the charisma as you got it part. And that's fine. You can do that, right? But it's short-lived. I know about short-lived lifestyle. I'm telling you, I know about short-lived lifestyle. And what I realized is that I don't want to do them no more. I don't want to do them no more. It put me in a place that it's kept me longer than I want to go. Took me further than I want to, you know how it is, deeper than I want to go deep. I mean, it just took me further along the way. So now, as I'm in the business, we got to make sure that we are putting this in the percentage, right? So we set up that character. All right. So I want to have this investment. I'm going to sit this money over here and I'm not going to touch it. I hear people say, I don't trust them banks. Okay. So where you going to put it in your mattress? You going to put it in the safe in your house and you don't trust nobody to break in? Or you're going to give it to your people to hold and then they might turn on you? What you going to do? So if you want to have something, you got to change some of the mentalities. If you don't trust the bank, go to a credit union. You know what I mean? But you got to get some credibility out here. You got to get some credibility. And some of the times that we talk to some people, man, and we want to educate some people, they're just not ready. They don't want it. And so I find myself now talking to the people that really want it. That's why I'm coming now. I did what I could do around my area, and I got people. I touched a bunch of people right here. And when I say a bunch, it's 4 or 5, and that's a bunch around me because they hard headed. But just honestly, that's a good amount. But you want to make sure that you go to people that want to listen, right? So now I feel that if I know something that's working and I've seen it work, my children, this is how good it worked. My children both has invested in real estate at 18 and 19, doing the same thing. I set them same up. See, when I did it, I came to a position to where I started building my company. And I have my children. Of course, you can pay them and you can write some on your taxes, right? Because I was reading books like Tax-Free Wealth and stuff like that. So if you got kids, again, I'm just dropping gems. I don't have no rhyme or rhythm. I'm just giving stuff out, right? It's gonna all come together in the course. Like I'm gonna all put it all together, organize it. Right now, I'm just spewing stuff out to see what people like. So when you get your business going, you can legally get, I think, about 14 to 16,000 a year. And I had 3 kids. So you're making about $250,000 in business, you can shelter some of that money with your kids legally as long as they working in your business. So you can actually pay your children. In my case, I could give people to say he fold rags. He was 12. He could fold rags, and I could pay him $8 an hour for folding rags. But they was actually going to the building with me, so I was paying them money too. So that all being said was I had the control over what they did. So every year, at the end of the year, what we did at the end of the year, our new year was brought in with setting your percentages. So what I did, I said, hey man, y'all come on down here and set your percentages. And how I sat with them is this. I said, okay, you live at home, what you're going to tell them your personal, your investment, and your saving. Remember, it's personal investment, savings, and givings, right? Personal investment, saving, and giving, right? An investment is not like Charles Schwab or something like that. An investment isn't a savings account that you intend to invest in something. One of my kids invested in candy and tried to sell it at school. Other son invested out of that account. He invested in a heat press machine and was doing his t-shirts. But what I would tell you is it's a percentage, right? So they was coming in and they was making the money, right? And we spoke it down in percentages. So at the end of the year, he might put 60% in savings because they was living at home. 40%, he would not 60 and 40, that's a whole 100. But he put less in personal and more in saving and investment. So as I started to go through the years and growing the business, and they kept doing this, they tend to not know they had the money because the investment in the savings account is somewhere else. And so they don't really know it. They just put it over there and they use what they have with their personal and they give it. And they just use that and they was fine. And then when they found out that they had the money over there, they were like, whoa. And so they realized how it worked. Now I'm gonna tell you a funny thing though. So when they got about 16, 17, one of my kids, with two of them, they decided they wanted to go and do something else. They didn't want to work with that anymore, right? So they went on and done their own thing, and they got away. They got away from the teachers. They got away from teaching. And I still had their accounts. So 2 years go by, they've been working out. They done jobs at Opera Mills and UPS and all type of stuff. Then they got jobs. And I said, how much money you got? It's 2 years later now. Neither one of them had no money. They still had more money with me than they did on their own in 2 years. Guess what happened to them children? They back. They back. See, you train a child in the way they should grow, and when they get older, they won't depart far from it. And the prodigal son always talked about that you send somebody out. The child took off the money and squandered it, and he came back home and he had the ring and the cloak, and he was great, welcoming with open arms. That's the same thing. But see, this is a financial. This is all about principles. And the principal thing was they seen that it works. They seen that they got their car through this process. They seen that when they did it on their own, that what they did didn't work because they was listening to other people that didn't know what I knew. And so they were like, "Hey, Dad, we need to do our numbers again." So this year they want to do the numbers again. Now my kids are 22, 21, and 17, right? Now these are grown boys now. They were 12, 14, and 15 at the time. Now they grown boys and they want to come sit down and do their numbers with dad still. So that lets me know that it works, right? So my thing was, if I can't tell the world. I can't tell the world. And that's not I was being stingy. It's that if it didn't work at home, if I didn't believe to put it on my children, how am I gonna tell somebody else? If you don't believe to do it in your own home and your own people with your own paper, your own people with your own dollars, why are you trying to sell it to somebody else? And that was my philosophy. So I did it with my children. I seen it at work. They got them a car. They invest in real estate. And now I'm like, hey, it's time to package it because now I found the profit first method and it got me back to it. And so I just wanted to drop some gems on that. Let me see what she said. Oh, somebody said giving out gems. Yes, 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 yes. I need to figure out how can I see exactly who them is. I did that same thing. Maybe I need to pull up my Facebook. Let me see if I can pull up my Facebook because on this thing it don't say, it just say Facebook user. And let me see, pull up my Facebook. Oh, okay. I see. I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Y'all can't hear me? Hold up. That one must have been on my last line. Okay. All right. But yeah. Okay. I was trying to see how I can see. It said I can't hear you. I did a live before and I had some technical difficulties. And so I guess that's what I'm looking at. But man, you got some questions. I see a couple people in here. We got some questions I want to chime in to see what's going on. Okay, that's the one. Okay, all right, cool. This one here need to be deleted. My bad, family. My bad. I'm up here deleting old posts. All right, there it is. There it is. All right, cool. All right, yeah. All right, uh, all right, so I'm about to wrap this on up so we ain't got nobody in here asking no question. But I did want to touch on some of the processes, man. So it's about the percentages. When you set your finances up for percentages, it does a lot better than when I didn't do with percentages. Now they have like Mint, but Mint going out, but Mint is like a budgeting app, and I used to keep up with how much I spend on certain things, but I never actually did the percentages. I just kept record of it just so I could see how much money I was spending on certain things. I never tried to tuck it down because I was not even going with the percentage. But now I got business and things running up. I'm more in tune with what actually brought me up. And so I really am pleased that God allows us to go through things. Like, right, let me talk on something else, the mindset, right? Because see, a lot of times I got a question in there, but a lot of times we don't want to go through nothing. And see, what I'm grateful for is the stuff that I'm allowed to go through, because truth be told, I got back to what I need to know. I got back what I need to do next year. I mean, I got back to what I need to do for next year by going through something. I was going through something, and I talk about this big job that I'm on right now because I had to learn something majorly about managing finances and labor and workload and when I'm gonna get paid all in one whop. Right. So I went in labor heavy, knocking out plenty of stuff. I knocked out so much, I was doing so good that the lady told me slow down. But the people that was doing the work, that needed the work done, didn't need me to slow down. The lady that was trying to needed to pay me needed me to slow down. But the people still needed the work. So I'm in knocking out the work, me and my team, because see, I come with teams. Like, she was used to somebody having a couple people, but see, people mess with me. I got teams that show up. Like, I got people that I'm coaching in my area, right? So I say, hey, y'all go work on this. Let me show you how to do this, right? So I'm building companies, right? So we showing up, just to be honest. And she said, y'all need to slow down. So I end up having to spend a lot of my personal finances into making sure I got my people paid so we could finish the job until the money come in. Right now, I learned some other stuff that we'll talk about later on as we talk more about certain things. But man, I'm just saying, this got me back. And the grateful part about it is because I was already using this method that I'm talking about. So when I was going through it, I already knew how much money to pay and how much money I need to put over here and how much I had it all structured. Now, it's amazing. Now I realized what I needed to do. And again, it came from me having to hit something. So a lot of times, man, when y'all hit something, look at what you hit, look what you hit it for. You hit it for a reason. You're like, wait a minute, hold up. Oh, okay, I got you. Hey, you need to learn something in there. Like I said, charisma could get you there, but character is what's gonna keep you there. It's some character building issues that we got going on in the struggle. Once you hit, when them people don't pay you and you got to figure it out, it's some character business. The character, you build some character. Yeah, you'll be mad. Emotional intelligence. We talked about that too. Emotional intelligence. You can't get mad and cuss the people out. You got to continue to show up. Because if you cuss them out, you ain't gonna get no money. Right? So let's see what this is, man. What's the best advice you have for young fathers in entrepreneurship? Oh wow. Young fathers in entrepreneurship. That's a good one. Okay. Young fathers and entrepreneurship. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one because I would say teach them about money early. Teach them about money early. You said in entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is about finance. It's about numbers, right? So you teach them about numbers early. So I say it's mentality, not money, for a reason. It's really about the mindset that you have them about the money that they getting, so they know why they're getting the money. It's not about the money, but you have to use finances to actually get people to understand. Because if you just talk to them about stuff that's in the spirit, in the air, they're gonna be like, what? I don't see it. So when you have numbers in front of them, numbers don't lie, so people will see it. So I use finances to lure people in to actually change the mindset of who I'm talking to. So when you're talking about with children, you want to be able to use the money. That's how I deal with my children, right? So you got the NBA young boys, you got Roddy Rich, you got, I don't think they listen to Roddy Rich. They were big on young boy. Big on young boy, and another guy that was on YouTube that he used to watch him in his home, and they was big on them, man. They was big on them, and so how do I connect with my 19? I mean, my teenagers, And they got these people showing bread. I mean, cash, and they on doing all that. Well, I talk numbers with them. $10,000 job, son. We got a $10,000 job, and if we do this, we can make $250,000. Now, if you do 10,000 3 months, hey, that's 30,000. They're like, Dad, ain't nobody talking $30,000. I know it. That's a dad talking, right? We talking. So now they get the same conversation that they see on TV, but they see it in front of them. So for me, having a financial talk with my children was one of the best things because they actually seen and heard me talking about numbers. I talked about numbers at the dinner table. I talked about numbers when we played cash flow game board. That's another thing. Depending on how old your child is, I can't see who this was, but you got cash flow for kids. Cash flow for kids is a great game for somebody, I think 4 and older. That I played with them, but they were too old for it. So we went to cash flow 101. But I'm saying this is an amazing thing because at a young age, man, we just want to make sure at a young fatherhood, you want to make sure you talk to them about numbers, man. They got kids book that you read on finances. Now, what we want to make sure is they have things bigger than the finances. That's why I do the if I had all the money in the world, because I want people to lock into the mission. Because you also have them saying that the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Now, no, it says the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Right, all kinds of evil is rooted in the love of money. So you want to make sure that you can bypass and see what the man's mission is. What are you really on? What are you looking for? What is the goal? Because once you have the goal, then you realize it ain't about the money, and you can always go for the money because you're going for the goal. And so a lot of times I get misconstrued. Like people say, man, you all about money. No, not really. I'm about the people. Like I live and breathe this type of stuff. Like I don't do too much of anything but go to work, come back and figure out how to give what I got for the people. Now I'm getting better and more comfortable with giving it out, coaching and starting putting together courses, and want to make sure I got, because see, it's something that I've done to get from cleaning the real estate in a matter of years. It's some steps that I took to get from cleaning the real estate in a matter of years. And so people want to know those steps. People want to know what's going on. So if I can get it in front of the right people and realize that, hey, what steps did you take? How did you get from making $20 a month to making over $45,000 a month? From $20 to $45,000, that's a big steep. It's some principles inside of there. It's some principles inside of there. For real, it's some principles. Now, I'm going to cut this thing off because I got to take mama trash out. Mama had knee surgery. And one of the great things about her knee surgery is, yeah, she was hurting, but me and mama got close. See, I'm going to tell a little bit about personal, see, because didn't have a father, right? So let's get on there. Those that's in here, they're gonna get to the end because a lot of people not gonna watch the whole live. I probably chop this down, but didn't have a father, right? So mama was tough. She had to be rough, and I'm glad she was, right? I'm glad she was. But what I'm saying is the knee surgery brought me and mama closer because see, I'm at an age now, I'm older, and I was able to have my systems in place so I could be there for her. So when she needed to go to the store, when she wanted me to spend, when I wanted to spend the night because she couldn't move around, she was in a walk and her knee couldn't bend. She needed me to go get ice. I had my systems in place. I didn't have to leave. I could pop up my laptop and I was sitting there take care of mama. I ain't had no places to go. So me and mama end up getting cool. So systems in your business can have you and your mama cool. Nah, that's not what I was going with that. But no, I want to say that, man, doing the right things, man, and having your business structured right, it sets you up for a lot of things in the future. And so me and my mama getting better. I'm gonna go take his trash out, probably sit over there with her for a little minute. She like to cook. Every time I come over, she want to give me something to eat. She always want to fix me something to eat. And guess what? I love to eat it too, because I ain't had mama cooking in a while. And man, I'm gonna get on now before I get too much. Mr. Wade, I don't know if it's the video, but make sure your mic is okay. I can't hear. Okay. Wait a minute. Hey man, can y'all hear me? Hello? Man, type in if you can hear me, man. Let me see what's going on. People keep telling me they can't hear me. Did I do this whole live and people can't hear me? Well, all right. I'm gonna go and get up over here. I've been on here long enough, 54 minutes. All right. I'm about to here, man. I wish I ain't doing enough. I gotta go. People said they can't hear me. I don't even know if y'all can hear this. I probably went a whole 54 minutes and don't. I see some people. Yeah, we can hear dope content. Oh, we can hear then. Dope. Okay, shoot. Let's go then. We can hear. Let's turn up. But no, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get much better. We're gonna turn this thing up. We dope content. I appreciate that. We're gonna get much. We're gonna turn this thing up in the new year. I'm learning this. I'm gonna have slides coming up. It's gonna be a lot of different things coming up. I'm just learning a lot. Right now, I'm pressing record, man. You got to go out there and get it. Some of y'all out there want to go do something different than just doing whatever business you're doing right now. But make sure it's structured right. Make sure if you need somebody to talk to, we can get set up a discovery call and we can go through the process of how to structure something. What comes before the finances? I talk about money all this time, but what comes before that? It has to be something that holds you to the game plan before the money gets there. It can't just be the money, because when the money don't come, what's going to still get you out there at night? Because it's cold. Right. And if you're in the cleaning business, it's cold and it's late night and everybody at home don't want to leave. You got to hit that streets and go get that building clean. And even if it snows sometime, you got to show sometime. Is the money going to be low sometime? What you going to do though? So what is it for? You know what I mean? So what is it for? What is the option? What is the motivation? And for me, my motivation is to empower the minds of our future generation. And so I'm using my cleaning business to take things to the next level. I'm using my knowledge to actually put people from cleaning to real estate in a matter of years. I'm actually using my knowledge and time to actually build a whole nother system to help cleaning businesses grow so they can have everything they need. So therefore, they can actually have more time to go invest in real estate. See, my whole goal is to take people from cleaning to real estate in a matter of years, or from a service business to real estate. So as I focus more into my real estate side, I want to be able to take people along with me. One of the people I look at is like, what's his name? My dear, but his real name is Tyler Perry. And when you look at Tyler Perry, those that may look and follow them way back, he had a plays he used to do. And Mr. Brown and them, all them people that you've seen in the movies was in his plays. So as you start to build your cult, or you start to cultivate the minds, right? Building a cult, cultivate the mind. You start becoming a leader. You start to build your brand, your posse, or whatever you want to call them. You start to build that. You want to make sure that you are having a place for them to go. So when I talk about when I talk to a lot of people, a lot of times I want to start with the end in mind. A lot of people don't have the end ready. They just want to start here, right? They don't have the end ready. So you say I go to the end over there, and I find myself going off. So I'm learning, right? I'm learning. So some people don't want to learn in front of nobody. Y'all scared? He's scared to learn. Man, get out there and go for it, man. Wishing they ain't doing enough. You got to go out there. Somebody got your money in their pocket, and you got to figure out how to go get it. It ain't nothing but a new idea. But if you got a first idea, put that new idea with the first idea before you go on to the new idea. Have it connected. Have it connected. Because see, the cleaning company started something that seen success, and now I moved it over into the marketing company. Then I started marketing other cleaning companies. I started getting cold callers for people. I started doing other things for people in the cleaning industry because I was doing it for myself. And I'm like, hey, I could do it for you too. And so it started off really cheap. I'm like, hey, man, let me do this for you, man. I could do this for you. I was already having a system. I just needed help to pay for the system that I created at first. So I'm like, hey, let me do this. And then somebody else was like, hey, man, can you do this for me? And then, hey, can you do this for me? And I'm like, yeah, I could do that for y'all. And then the system grew. And then, hey, then there's W.A.D.E Global Network. Now I have a whole marketing company, right? But it didn't start like that. It started at me needing something for me. I needed to put the systems in place because guess what? I wanted to do real estate. It had nothing to do with nothing because I want all roads lead to real estate for me. I had the vision, but all roads lead to real estate. I need to get in real estate, and I got a cleaning company, and I don't know how to get into real estate working in this company. I got to put a system together. Then I started meeting some people around that I started to learn from, and I started to engage with. And then I'm like, oh, okay. You give me a little bit of sauce, then I make the macaroni and cheese. You give me a little bit of sauce, and I put the noodles together, and I got a whole dish. Because now the little sauce they need, I drizzle on everything I needed, right? So sometimes all you need is a little nugget, just a little bit of nugget. You can take it to the next level. So when you get you a little sauce, I got me a little bit of something, and they put it to it, and then I use it, and then here it is. And the digital marketing company come, and now you have the whole system going in place so I can focus more on real estate. So the whole goal is to get you from cleaning to real estate in a matter of years, or is to get people from business to real estate in a matter of years. And it's to invest. So 3 to 4 years, yeah, I'll be investing with people, but I have to bring them. Like I said, like Mr. Brown and all that, I'm going to bring people with me. Like I'm taking people with me. I built a system to take people with me. I didn't just want to go by myself. I'm taking people with me. And I started with the people close to me. I started with my close people, my brothers, my people, like people close to me. He on the way. He got a cleaning business too. I infused it with the people around me, right? Remember when I first started, I said the people around you shouldn't support you. They didn't support me at first. They laughed. I was carrying my big backpack at 12, 4 o'clock in the morning. They laughed, right? They laughed. So, but now we get money again. Hold on. It's William. How may I help you? Yes. Yes. 9:30, right? Okay, put it in the app. Put it in the app to kill them come at 9. Yes. So put that in the app, right? So that's why you put it in the app, because I don't talk to him. So if you can put it in the app, he can see it and then he'll be there by 9. Okay. Thank you. Uh-huh. See, look, I'm gonna tell you something. To get the real estate, I had to have this thing running with a system, right? So my whole team is inside of an app. Now he called me to tell them he could come 30 minutes early. When we have a whole app, you could put that in there and the cleaner could actually see it. Now those are type of instructions. See, I thought it was an emergency, so I answered right between my live. But I know that I got cleaners setting up in the building. I'm here doing a live. I couldn't do this live and get to real estate before I had to get my systems in place. So a lot of times, man, we put what they say, the cart before the horse. You gotta build this thing, man. It's been 6 years before me laying the foundation. My foundation consists of a cleaning company, which is a service business. So I'm more into the service business area. Then I had to do a company that's the wheelhouse, which is a digital marketing and virtual assistant that can kind of move a lot of things around. You see how I move it like that? It's like a thing that's driving in the thing, because it could do a lot of things. You know what I mean? Then I had to deposit the money over into the real estate. So as I boom, 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 I see that's my structure. So my foundation, as people were shooting up, I was shooting out. It's a difference when you're building a skyscraper than you're building a house. See, some people want to just shoot up. And I talk about how a tree grows. The tree grows 4 ways, right? Up, inside, the roots go low. And then the other one, inside grows, the roots go up, go down. On the reach, and the width grows inside, outside, up and down, and that's like a business. So I got a lot of stuff that I just go into. You can ask what how does a tree grow? It's real powerful about life, but you want to make sure. Some people just shoot straight up, like a tree, you shoot straight up, right? But you also have the roots, right, that go deep down, right? You got a deep down, and you got the inside of the tree that grows, the rings inside, and you got the thickness, the reach, right? You reach, you grow out further. And the inside is like the character. Like the character of the tree comes in, right? So you got your reach, your character, you got the reach with the income shooting straight up, and then you got the roots for your history. You keep that your history going by doing good work. So that build a business like a tree type mindset. That's where that comes from in my mind. I got a lot to give, dude. I just be spewing stuff out. It's gonna get organized. It's gonna get organized. So just catch what you can catch. Tell me what you like, and then tell me what you don't like. And then I'm in the beginning parts of this. All right. Hey, yeah, we can hear dope content. Okay, dope content, fam. Dope content. So, but again, I'm about to get up off here. What was I talking about? Shoot. Mindset, habits, of financial success. I wonder did he put that in there to make sure that he's coming today. Let's see. Y'all got something else? Remember I got something else here. I still got some people on here. I like it. And you know what, too, though? Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm actually, so let me talk about something else too, since I got some people on here. So in everything we're doing in business, you have strategies. And when you get to a certain level, you want to change the strategy that you have. So what I'm doing right now is actually for my YouTube channel. So I'm in my Facebook group, but I'm on my YouTube channel and I'm getting my watch hours. Because see, you got to have a certain amount of watch hours. See, first of all, the strategy was for me was to post videos. I post videos and people seen the videos. They gave them a proof of concept. They say, hey, he's really doing this. Yes, I really do clean the company, right? So now I'm coming to the lives. I'm coming to the lives and holding them longer, getting comfortable so that I can do what I really want to do. But I'm also getting a watch hour. So I want people to listen to it on YouTube that I can get my watch hour. See, sometimes we putting content up on the wrong site. We got people that want to do videos and they doing videos in Facebook, but they not getting no watch hours or none of that. They ain't building the content for YouTube and none of that, but they want to have a YouTube channel too. So We gotta make sure, man. Let's make sure we get together. Let's talk, man. If you want to talk to me, let's sit down. You like the mentality that I bring to the table, come talk to me, message me, and so we can set up a discovery call. We can just get some things out of your mind. We can see if coaching is working for you to get your mindset together. To see if you want. I got a service that can help you build your company. We got to offer a different kind of services. But I'm not pitching those services yet. I'm still getting that company together. W.A.D.E Global Network, you will be seeing it. Whoever stayed it this long. W.A.D.E Global Network, it's a marketing company that I've been working with for 2 years. I was under the name of Wishing Ain't Doing Enough at first, but I recently changed the name because I've had a real good income of people. And so I said, let me change this name because see, we're global now. We got people working in different continents behind the scenes, VAs, and we got people in Africa. We have somebody in Africa working. We have somebody in India that's working, and we have some people in the Philippines. And I'm looking to hire some people in Jamaica next for my cold calling because I know I heard about Jamaica, so I want to get in Jamaica too. And my whole goal, man, with W.A.D.E Global Network is, man, to take people global. So I want Wishing Ain't Doing Enough to be global. So I named my company W.A.D.E Global Network, and the whole goal is to push me global. So I make a company to do what I needed to do for me. That's what I did. And see, some other people making companies to try to please other people. I made a company do what it needed to do for me. And when I realized it can do what it can do for me, then other people like, man, if it could do it for you, then I want to do it for me. Now I have it doing for other people. But it wasn't, I didn't make it for other people. I made that company for me because I needed to get the real estate. I needed to get the real estate. And I knew that if I got me a VA and I seen how to get some cold callers, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me put a whole company behind this because I'm gonna need brand building. I'm gonna need a lot. So I just need to build a company and have that to do everything I needed to do. That way I don't have to be finding different companies to do all this. I just do it in-house. I get everything I need. Everything I need that I need to do what I need to do is in-house. This goes right to my editor. He go chop it up. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure I had everything in there. So I show you how to do that as well. It's going to take a little money. So that's why my niche, the people I go for is people that's 6 figures. I want to go for people that's actually in the business and transitioning over. But to get there, I want to take some people with me. So I don't just want to start there. I just want to take people with me that's been around me and be able to take them along the journey. So when I get to want to just market on those people, then I brought people with me to market to. I just didn't just say, hey, I just feel like I'm going to start there. No, I want to make sure I get people there. I've got myself there. I've got another person there. And I'm working on 2 more other people that I'm working on getting there. And about, no, it's about 3 or 4 more other people that I'm working on getting there. And so when I do that, then I got me a target market that I'm aiming at. I'm going straight for the 6-figure companies. I don't want, not the beginners. The beginners is not for me. I got a guy that's already messing with the beginners, and I don't want to, I don't want to come. I want to add value. I'm about adding value. I'm about adding value to people. So when I link up with people, I want to see how I can bring value to what you're already doing. I don't need to do what you're doing. Let me do something to add value. So, but I'm gonna get up out of him. I got 2 people watching. Well, if you 2 people watching, y'all watching me on Facebook, go to YouTube. Nah. If y'all, man, look, if you stayed this long, I appreciate it. But go to YouTube when y'all click on it, because YouTube is where the eye was going. So if you want to grow your YouTube channel, you're gonna be able to have to get you 1,000 subs, right? So I got 1,000 subs, and then you got to get watch hours. See, when I started getting the watch hours, that's the part that changed the game. The subs was okay. You get people, you talk to people, you go out and you network. You say, hey, I got a YouTube channel, but y'all subscribe. People subscribe, right? You can get your subs, right? You go out and promote your channel, you can get your subs. Hey, my name is William Wade Jr. I'm on YouTube, man. Can you subscribe to my channel? I'm talking about business and stuff like that. If that interests you, can subscribe. So you can build it up that way. But then when you do that, then you switch over. You got to have some watch time. So the people that you got on there, you could get them on there, but if they ain't use of your content, then they're not gonna watch. So now you got to start building up watch time. So you're gonna have to get in the game regardless. So you might as well go on and get in the game and go on and get in the game and go on and get in the game. So let's get in the game together. I'm up out of here, man. Wishing I ain't doing enough. I'm glad for the 5 or 6 people chimed in. Hey, when I see them numbers gonna get to 56 or 57 one day. Excuse me. I see people with 13, 14, 56, 17, 27, 30, 11, 57 times, 50, 11 times. But no, I'm acting a fool. Just keeping it on here, man. Just acting a fool. Let me get on the ball here. When I get on the live and just do what I want to, it's my live. But see, y'all don't realize too, this right here, nobody probably listened to an hour of my live, right? Because it's not. But another thing is, I'm being comfortable right now. I'm getting comfortable because see, I wouldn't even put this live stream out so people could see because I wouldn't want them to see me messing up. But now I don't really care. I'm getting comfortable with my life. So even though I'm going past time and I don't know if people will necessarily watch this, I just want to be comfortable on the live. So yes, I'm coming to be comfortable. And I'm up out of here. Peace.